Hey, so Reese, you like Chuck Norris jokes?
Yes,
I love Chuck Norris jokes. You want to hear a good one?
I do.
All right, so when Chuck Norris jumps into a pond, he doesn't get wet. The pond gets Chuck Norris.
Kapow! I love it.
Oh, gotta love
I'm
Chuck
actually gonna.
Norris.
I'm putting that one in my back pocket. I'm gonna use that from now
Yeah,
on.
save that one for later. That's a good one to pull out at a party.
Yes,
Because everyone
absolutely.
tells Chuck Norris jokes at parties. I've been to a lot of those.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Chuck,
Oh, man. All right, let's kick this thing off.
let's go.
Hello, everyone. Today we are testing out a new format. Ooh. Stick around to the end of the episode to see a playthrough and a mini review of World War Z. It's Sunday, April 20th, 2020. Welcome to episode 9 of the Ginger and the Beard podcast. Oh, yeah. What's up, everyone? I'm AJ, aka the Ginger.
And I'm Reese, aka the Beard. Yes.
Yes, in this week's episode, we're going to be switching things up a little bit and testing out a new format. If you stick around to the end of the episode, or if you're watching the recorded version of this, you can skip towards the end. The Beard and I are going to hop into some zombie slaying action, hence the title, and play a chapter or maybe two of World War Z.
Yes, but before we start slaying, we've got a few things to cover in the world of tech, video games, and of course, UFC. But first, Mr. AJ, good sir, how was your week?
Oh, man, it was good. And it's actually kind of different because we're recording on a Sunday now, so we've had the week and the weekend. So
Yeah.
my week was pretty good. I've actually kind of forgotten about most of it. I do recall that it was a better week than the previous week. The weeks continue to get better. This working from home lifestyle is we're kind of settling in. And just when we get
Nice.
really comfortable, the government's going to turn the country back on and all of us are going to have to go back to work and figure our lives out again.
I'm not ready
But-
for this.
I know. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird adjustment. But, I think...
Work's been going pretty good.
Yeah, it's been going good. It's kind of weird. I know your role kind of switched up a little bit. My role also switched up a little bit last week, taking on some new team members, some new responsibilities, some exciting stuff, some major challenges coming. But I'm looking forward to it. So, and this
Dude.
weekend was really good. We had a lot of nice weather here in Virginia Beach, and today we ran tons of errands. We're out and about. We stayed safe, socially distant inside the car for most of them. Picked up some groceries, got some stuff from Lowe's, did some outside, fun activities like building a box garden and stuff like that. So the kids had a good
Nice.
time. Yeah, it was nice. How about you, man?
We want to do something just like that. We were just talking about it the other day. I don't know if you've looked online. They got those like tiered box gardens. Like we have a slope in our backyard that's pretty substantial, so we can't just have like a flat area for gardens, right? So there's like these tiers, right, where it's like you have
Yeah.
one box here and another one and then a third one, and there's just like a step down basically. And so I think we're gonna build something like that. I have a composter going back there, and I got a full 55-gallon barrel of compost ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah, just nice, and it's
Is
like,
it all
there's
your
there's-
stuff? Did you make
yeah.
it?
yeah. There's a lid on it, and I mean it's environmentally friendly. I recommend anybody do it. It's great for your plants. There's a lid on it, right? And I just poked a couple holes in the top of it so that it can breathe a little bit. There's
Yeah.
like I'm talking like little like millimeter holes. There's actually plants growing inside of it. That's how good this soil is.
What?
There, like I looked in
Inside.
it I looked in it yesterday, and there's like plants growing in it. I was like, what? There's no sunlight getting into this thing. Like there's like very
Nice.
little sunlight, and I'm like, wow, all right. Well, I can't
Maybe
wait
you-
to use this.
You just identified a new species that can grow in zero light.
There might be some alien zombies growing in my backyard. You ever play that game, Plants vs Zombies?
Yeah, of course.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going on right now. So
Nice.
yeah, if you don't hear from me next weekend, sorry guys. Podcast is it's just gonna be the Ginger. I got ate by alien plant zombies. So
You got hit with a giant ball that a plant spat at you.
Yeah, or just ate my leg off or something.
Yeah.
But besides that, no, I mean that's really cool. I like that idea, and I want to do the same too. But
I've
besides
always
that,
wanted to do a compost though. I've actually mentioned this to Shayna multiple times, and she kind of gives me a weird eye whenever I say that I want to let food rot in our backyard in a barrel.
why? Why, dude? It's like so
I don't
easy.
know.
You just like throw it in there. You stir it up like once a month, and like 6, 7, 8 months go by, and you got compost.
I gotta ask you though, how does it smell?
It doesn't smell bad as long as you know what you're doing, right? So the reason why it would smell too bad is if you put too much carbon or too much nitrogen based products in there, right? So like if you put a ton of food in there and you don't put like leaves or cardboard or like paper clippings or something, then it's going to smell really bad. Or if you put like vice versa, you just put like all like cardboard and like paper clippings and like stuff like that, then it's not gonna, like, nothing's gonna happen. You have to have both.
Yeah.
And there has to be a balance. And so if you go and smell it and it smells bad, then you know it's out of balance.
I
And
had
if
no
it
idea
smells-
you put. I had no idea you put like paper and stuff in it.
Oh yeah, man. Cardboard, paper, leaves, stuff like that to kind of balance out like all of the carbon from the food and the grass clippings and stuff like that.
Interesting. I need to
Yeah,
research
I'm sorry.
this.
To balance out the nitrogen, you put in the paper and everything to balance out the nitrogen from all the food.
Makes sense.
but-
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a couple other things. Like if you look at it and it's all like sloshy and stuff, add paper and cardboard and stuff like that, that you have laying around. But
Gotcha.
dude, I mean, I watched a video. I know I'm going on. This is the last thing. I watched a video of a guy that literally made compost out of just paper clippings, and that was it.
What?
And a couple other things. But yeah, like he just wanted to prove that it was possible, and like a year went by and he had compost that worked. So anyway,
That's so
besides
weird.
that, my week
Nature's
was really
crazy.
rough. Dude, it's so crazy. My week was really rough. I had to cancel my stream on Thursday. I had to cancel my stream. I had to cancel the podcast. The reason why we didn't do it is because I was working. I had to work the whole time. It was a nightmare, but that's all over. We made it through. The rest of this month's going to be great. I got really good news about the rest of May. May is going to be awesome. So you know what?
Oh, that's exciting.
Things are looking up, dude. I grilled some hot dogs on the grill. I grilled some barbecue chicken on the grill earlier. It turned out great. Relaxed. Played some Fallout 76. I'll talk about that later. But yeah,
Nice.
man, that's what's been going on. So I guess besides that, you drinking any beer tonight, buddy?
You know it, man. Actually, over the last couple of days, I'll be honest with you guys. My stash has depleted. I've this quarantine thing at home. It's just like stress every night. I'm like, all right, I got to crack open an IPA. But yeah, so my stash had kind of depleted over the weekend. So I had a mimosa yesterday morning, which was delicious. My wife fixed sorbet mimosas, which is like the most feminine drink on the planet. But I'm not above drinking that. It's delicious. So
sounds
come at
awesome.
me, bro. And then
judgment.
yesterday, last night I had a agave lime hard cider from Sly Clyde, which is here in Hampton, Virginia. And
Wow.
I don't drink hard ciders very much. I usually taste them when Shayna gets them or whatever, just because that's what she drinks. And I enjoyed it, man. It was really delicious. But tonight,
I feel like
what?
I would never have to drink water ever again after one of those.
It was so
hydrated.
so refreshing.
forever.
Yeah, it was so refreshing. Agave. I don't
Awesome.
really not really sure what agave actually is. It's like a sugar thing. I
Sugar.
don't know. Yeah,
It's basically
and
sugar.
lime. I mean, I didn't really get a strong lime taste from it, but I kind of wish it was more limey. But it was pretty refreshing. It was nice. But tonight, I'm trying something new, something that I haven't tried before. This is called Flyjack from Firestone. I'm not sure if you've had one of these before.
No, I've never had Flyjack, but I love Firestone.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Firestone. I've had their coconut Merlin stout before, which is really delicious. But this one here,
they have a really
has,
good
like,
pumpkin lager, pumpkin ale.
oh, do they? Nice. I'll check that out. This one here is a light IPA. So it's
Yum.
all about that 96 you see on the front is representative of 96 calories.
That glass
um,
looks so clean. Oh my god.
Dude, I had to switch it out. I picked up a different glass, and I was like, every week, man, I swear, I clean my dishes. Like, I guess I need like a better rinse aid or something in the dishwasher because all my glasses look like speckly and this gross, but this one looks pretty clean.
They look clean every week, but that one looks especially clean.
Nice.
Especially clean.
Especially. So this 96 here, got 96 calories in this bad boy, only 5 carbs. You guys, I don't really care about calories or carbs, but I'll tell you a hilarious story after I take a sip of this nice, crispy, refreshing beer.
Let's see it. Oh, man. Looks good.
It is good. It is good. It's only 4%, so it's really light, and it's only 25 IBU, so it's definitely not as heavy or as bitter as most IPAs. But it's nice. It's again like it's I wish I could describe it to you, but it's very easy drinker. It'd be good. It's an easy drinker for sure. It'd be good for an outside. It's kind of a dry finish though. It's like kind of left my mouth a little dry. But
can I see the head of that again? I want to see the. Can you show me the top of it at all? Anyway. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Looks pretty good. Looks nice and foamy.
Yeah, it had a nice head when I poured it, but it is a little dry on the finish.
Okay.
But so I told you my stash kind of depleted, and last week I had Orange Crush IPA from Farmhouse, which I'm actually repping Farmhouse again here on the shirt.
Nice.
We might as well be sponsored by Farmhouse at this point. I would talk about Farmhouse on every episode, but
yeah. I went there. It was really good.
It's an amazing place, but
yeah.
That's all I had left in the fridge. Still was more Orange Crush IPA. So I actually texted my buddy Zach, who lives on the street, and I was like, "Hey man, do you have any?" And you've been to Zach's house. He's got an amazing beer fridge, in addition to his massive bourbon shelf.
This guy has like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of bourbon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Address undisclosed. But yeah. So I texted him. I was like, "Hey man, do you have any craft beers in your fridge that you'd be willing to trade for one of these Orange Crush IPAs?" And he texted me a picture of a few of them. He was like, "Hey, you can have one of these." So I traded for this one here.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm happy I did. It's pretty good. Again, I don't really care about carbs or calories, but it's kind of nice to try something a little bit on the lighter side once in a while.
He's got good taste. He's got a lot of good stuff there. So very cool.
Yeah, man. Definitely. What about you, man? What do you got tonight? What are you drinking?
All right, so everybody knows about good old Guinness, right? So we're just pulling out some Guinness, right? I haven't been able to get too many crazy things. I got one beer that I'm going to save, maybe pull out next week. It's a gingerbread stout from Christmas time. But this week we're keeping it nice and simple, Guinness, right?
Keep it classy.
It's the Budweiser of stouts. You know what I mean? And I don't know why, but there's a toucan. There's a toucan
that's a new
on the
can
front.
design. What's up with that can design?
I couldn't figure it out. This is what they sent me in the mail. We ordered this from Amazon delivery.
Hold on. You can get beer from Amazon?
Yeah, they carted us through our window.
Oh, what?
The lady had a mask on. We didn't open the door or nothing. She sat it on the ground, carted us through the window, and we got beer.
This changes everything.
I tried ordering from Total Wine.
Yeah.
And they're just out of everything. I was trying to get that. What I was trying to do. Oh wow, this thing's about to spill over. I was trying to get that beer from last week. The dry stout that was like a barley wine. It was a Guinness strong ale. That was really good. Anyway, all right, guys, here it comes. Here's the pour.
Do it.
Oh yeah, you gotta see the glory. I just love how these nitros. I just love how they pour like this.
Get to watch all those glorious bubbles.
I might spill. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to take a sip real quick.
Look at the cascade, dude. There's a video, and actually, we should I'm gonna drop a link to this in the show notes. There's a video that I once watched, and it was like how to pour Guinness. Mm-hmm. And it's I think it was 5 or 10 minutes long, and it just goes through the proper way to pour a Guinness and the certain type of glass and why you have to do things a certain way and all this stuff. And the footage is such high quality that I literally, my mouth was watering as I watched this video, and I had to go out and purchase a Guinness that night.
Awesome. Oh, that's so good, dude. I
have to drop a link to
that. I can get down with Guinness. I mean, a lot of people can't, but
I love it, man. I love it.
The first taste you get is coffee. Really, you get like a strong coffee kind of taste, very malty. I do notice a lot sometimes though. Like I can taste the aluminum, right? That's in the can. If it's not in a bottle, I get that aluminum taste, which is like kind of unfortunate. I would prefer that they'd be bottled, but it's a nitro can, so I love the feel of it. It's so nice and like smooth and foamy and amazing, and
Definitely
smells
better on
sweet.
draft.
Yeah. Oh, way better on draft. I think that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best way to enjoy it. But I mean, look at this. Look at the foam. Like they've really done an amazing job.
Yeah, it's
Even
such
though
a,
it's like it's so like commercialized and like you see it everywhere. But I mean, like
yeah.
they did a good job. So
You can't beat the head on a Guinness for sure. There's no way.
and the fact that it's like the same every time. Like what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beers out there and I love those other beers out there where it's different every time. But you got to appreciate somebody that could take something and do it over and over and over again, and it never changes. So, bravo to Guinness. I'm also repping Guinness. So,
Oh, what up? Check
got to
that
bust
out.
out the shirt all around.
Nice.
Guinness.
Nice.
Guinness today.
Yeah, I was looking
All
at the stats. I can't believe it's only 4.2%. I guess I've never paid attention, but a stout that's only 4.2% is hard to come by these days, especially like craft stouts.
Yeah. Irish dry stout that's only 4.2%. I mean, name another one, right? I can't.
Yeah,
Always
pretty
like
much
8+.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like now the word stout is just synonymous with like heavy. I wish I could remember the name of the beer. I was looking through Instagram and a bunch of these beer channels that I follow, and some guy posted a stout that was like 15%. And I was just like, dude, oh my gosh. I was like,
Yeah.
I think I commented and I was like, hopefully you're ready for an early night or something like that. Because it was like 3 in the afternoon. The guy posted a 15% beer. And I was like, well, you're going to bed soon. And the
Have
guy
you
was
seen
like,
those?
I have an experienced liver. Let's just say that. I was like, okay.
It's like, this isn't my first rodeo, son. Yeah, that's cool. Have you seen those beers that are like 50%, 60%?
Rubbing alcohol? What are you talking about?
Basically. I've never had one. I don't know if they sell them in Virginia. I think they do though. I wouldn't mind getting one, but I would have to drink it like it was a shot, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine what that tastes like. I mean, it tastes like you're drinking hard liquor at that point.
You would think so, but I don't think it's as bad as hard liquor. I mean, I think it's pretty rough, but like, yeah, I want to try it out. I just feel like drinking one would be like drinking like a 12-pack or something like that, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. You just pace
one-
yourself.
one
Just
of 'em.
pace yourself. Well, the Zach that I was talking about, he brought me over a oh man, now I'm not even gonna remember it. Never mind. Let's move on. It was some rare beer that I've told you about it before. Now I just can't think about it. It's clearly a Sunday night.
I believe you. It's okay. It's been a long
It was a very rare beer. I'll think about it and I'll bring it up later.
If
in the
you
show.
remember, let us know.
Yeah, I will. All right, man. So that's fun. That's always fun. So of course, our main topic of the show, like we said, switching up the format a little bit this week, guys, is a World War Z episode playthrough. So we're gonna play through at least one episode of World War Z, but that's gonna be at the end of the show. So if you're listening to this live right now, stick with us till the end, and we're going to switch over to that game. We're going to stream. You'll still see our 2 little cute faces at the bottom, and you'll see lots of zombie hordes in the back getting slayed. So, but if you're watching this on the recorded on YouTube, then go ahead, and if you want to skip to that part, you can do so. So yeah, but before that, before we do a transition, I just want to call out, if you guys would like to support the show, we would really appreciate a subscribe on YouTube or a follow on Instagram, things like that. And of course, engage with us. We're here to engage with the crowd, with the audience. So leave us some comments, send us some messages, give us some beer recommendations, things like that. And we'd love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Help us out, guys. We appreciate any kind of help you guys give us. We're trying to grow and whatnot, and if you guys want more from us, if you guys want different information, you let us know.
Yes. So, but we got some before we get to the games, we got some tech news and some UFC stuff to talk about. So, hit them with that transition.
Let's get into it then. There we go. That's a nice little transition phase right there. Here we
Oh,
go, guys.
we're
Tech news it
back.
is,
We're
right?
back.
We're back.
Yeah, we get some tech news. All right. So a lot of some interesting things to cover this week. But to start out, let's just keep it topical. I don't like to spend too much time now on the coronavirus because I feel like it's just beating a dead horse at this point, and it's also kind of
Yeah.
depressing. But some interesting news came out over the last couple of weeks from two of the tech giants, Google and Apple, where they're actually joining forces. They're joining forces. They're forming a
This
team,
is
and that never happens.
that's
This,
okay. It's a
it's
good thing.
yeah, it's unprecedented stuff here, guys. It's pretty exciting. But so essentially, what Google and Apple have partnered up to do is to use a technology called Bluetooth Low Energy, Bluetooth LE, and it's essentially helping to track the spread of the coronavirus. So obviously, one of the most crucial things to do whenever there's an outbreak of this sort, of some sort of virus, is to track, how it's progressing. If someone's diagnosed with that virus, then you have to, number one, now I think the health department calls you and asks, like, okay, who have you been in contact with? And this is like the really old school way of tracking its spread. It's like, okay, tell us everyone you've been in contact with for the last 14 days or something like that. For people who are from a small town like myself, I'm not sure how big your hometown was, Reese, in Ohio. But it's not so hard to do because you're not around that many people. But imagine if you're a guy who lives in Manhattan and you find out you've got the coronavirus, and they're like, and the health department calls you up. It's like, hey man, how many people have you been around? Can you give us their names, and can you tell us where they live, or something like that? And you're like,
Nope.
okay, well, I rode the subway to work for the last 14 days with at least 400 people every day. So
Yeah.
it's nearly impossible.
Oh,
But
dude.
we've got some technology. We carry
So
around
how's
these
this
little.
working? Is this kind of like Big Brother though? I'm a little afraid of this.
I don't know. We should definitely talk about that. But let's just put out there what this is, and then we can definitely talk about that because I have some thoughts. I'm sure you do as well. But essentially, what
Yeah.
Google and Apple are partnering up to do, and it's not out yet. They're working on the back end technology first, and then they'll have to find some front end partners to actually get this on devices. But what they're doing is using Bluetooth to essentially create keys on your phone. So whenever you become within a designated distance, whether it's 6 feet or some people are saying 13 feet now to keep the coronavirus away, whatever.
Okay.
If you come within 6 foot of another person, your phones essentially will exchange keys, right? So then, you go throughout the entire day, you run across 30 different people, and then you find out you've got coronavirus, and you report that to the authorities or whoever. And then all those other people who came within 6 feet of you, just using background technology, they don't have to opt into anything, would get a notification on their phone saying, hey, you've been exposed to someone who has coronavirus. And then, so I guess from there, they would tell you the next steps, like quarantine yourself for 14 days, monitor for these symptoms, talk to your doctor, whatever. So it'll, number one, alerts all the people that you've been in contact with so they can take action. And number two, it gives the appropriate authorities information about who's been affected, I suppose. Again, a lot of these details haven't really come to light yet, but so we don't know exactly how everything will work logistically, but that's sort of the baseline understanding at this point.
Wow. All right. So I mean, I guess I want to hear your thoughts about it first. So, do you think that this is? I mean, overall, it's probably a good idea, but it's tracking, right? We're now tracking people to a different extent. I have a couple questions like who's owning this data? Who is this data going to be distributed to? Who has access to this data? That's kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
Where's this data stored? It's stored on Google servers, I think you said, right?
Again, I'm not sure if that's a detail that's been released or not yet, but it sounds like Google, even though they're partnering up, it sounds like Apple's name is being put on like the front end of this, and I think that's a strategic decision because people if you had to choose one, if you had to choose the lesser of two evils, most people would trust Apple with their data before Google.
Yeah, makes
And that's
sense.
for a myriad of reasons, which we're not going to get into right now. But that's kind of what they're putting on the face of it. And then, as I mentioned, it's a back end technology at this point. So I think what it sounds like they're going to end up doing is once the technology has been fully developed and they've figured out the processes and all that stuff, it sounds like they're going to find a front end partner to actually develop an app for it. So they may work with like a research institution or a university or something like that to actually create an app that you can download to, I guess, enable this technology. But if
Okay,
that's
so
actually,
it's
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say if they don't go that route, it sounds like they may just go like a over the air update sort of route where Apple pushes out an update and then boom, all iPhones have this in the background. It's nothing. There's no user experience to it. There's no user interface. It's just you have it. And I guess there are some privacy concerns that could come from that for sure.
I think if they're going to do a push like that, then yeah, I mean that's kind of scary. But if they don't do a push like that, I don't think they're going to get a whole lot of data from it, right? Because you're forcing.
Exactly.
I mean, you're forcing anybody to do it. You're saying, hey guys, if you want to participate in this, and then, how do you know everybody's going to participate in it? There's got to be some incentive, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the incentive is it's one of those situations where it's like do you worry about your information being out there? And what they've said so far is that it's anonymized data. It's just a key. It's a random string of numbers. But I don't know.
Sounds a little bit like blockchain, actually, in a way.
Yeah,
Those keys,
exactly.
Primary, secondary keys, trading it between devices.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
it seems stable and secure. It's still scary.
Yeah, it's not like when you pass by somebody, it's like, okay, you ran across Bob Smith, whose phone number is 5555555. It's you ran across person number 123456789.
Yeah.
It sounds more along those lines. So if someone was to get a hold of the data set, they'd have to have something like to cross-reference to figure out who that person actually is. So it wouldn't be, I don't know. I mean, hackers can do all kinds of crazy stuff. But
okay, so let's take all of the conspiracy out of it, because I took us down the conspiracy route, the pessimistic route. The optimistic way to think about this is, if you know that you were near somebody, right?
Yep.
Then you're gonna go get tested, and the sooner that you get tested, I mean, the better chances you have of recovery and survival.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like those things. It's like, am I more concerned about my information getting out there, or am I more concerned about getting the virus and not knowing about it until 14 days later where it's too late and they can't do much about it? It's if you don't opt in, you're not going to be notified when you were exposed to somebody. But if you do opt in, then you're giving your keys away. So which are you more concerned about? I personally would opt in a heartbeat because I'd like to be notified if I was near someone who had contracted the virus. That's just me personally.
Yeah. I just want to be able to opt out when it's all over,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want you guys knowing.
Or like wipe the data after like 7 days or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever the incubation period is, it should just wipe after 14 days or whatever,
Yeah, even better, yeah. So all right,
interesting.
Well, I think it's great to see huge corporations like that coming together and trying to come up with solutions. It's amazing that we even have that, right? In our lifetime, we have the ability to track like to that level if it comes out and if it works right,
Right, exactly. So, in other Apple news, we do have a new phone from Apple. I know that not everyone is our Apple fanatics, but I'm not particularly interested in this phone at all, but this is the new iPhone SE. So for those of you that don't know, the SE was announced, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, the original SE. And essentially what it is a budget conscious iPhone. So what Apple has done with the SE line is basically recycled parts. So they're recycling parts, not used parts, but they're using, I guess, parts that weren't used in their phone lineup when they were first released and things like that, to create a more budget-friendly phone that's not as powerful as the brand new ones. It doesn't have the best camera, all that stuff, but you do get a quality brand new Apple phone, which when you get an Apple phone, it's going to be supported in terms of software and in terms of repair and warranty and all that good stuff for a while. So the iPhone SE2, which just released, comes in at $400. So $400 for a brand new Apple phone is kind of unheard of. A brand new smartphone, period, is unheard of at $400.
Yep. Oh, I think that's great. And I see here that it's the iPhone 11 hardware on the inside. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
that's amazing.
the iPhone 11 is what I'm rocking. This is the 11 Pro Max. So yeah, the iPhone 11 internals, which will get you the newest Apple chipset, which is the I can't think of the chipset. It's that one. It's the new one.
All I know about is like Snapdragon. I don't know the other one.
Yeah, it's not Snapdragon. It's Apple's proprietary chipset.
Lollipop or something?
No.
No, I don't know.
Oh, it's the
Cupcake?
Apple chip iPhone. I love Google.
Google. Thanks, Google.
And stalling. The Apple A13 Bionic is what it's called. All right, you're welcome.
Way off.
You're welcome, Internet.
It's way off.
So yeah, you get the newest chipset, so it's going to be a very snappy phone. You get the iPhone 8 body, which is probably the biggest point of contention for most people, because that means if you know the iPhone lineup, when they switched over to the iPhone 10, you got this new layout here. So you got this nice little notch there at the top, but you're basically borderless all the way around. You're basically bezel-less all the way around. On the iPhone,
putting you back like 3 years, isn't it? 3-4 years.
Yeah, you're definitely back a couple of years. And it's got the big chin at the bottom. It's still got the physical home button you've got to push. It doesn't have the notch at the top, so you're losing some like screen real estate going back to that body. But again, for the person who's buying this phone, they're really not concerned about that. Most likely, they just want a phone that's going to work and going to work for a while. You get the 10R camera system, which is not the newest generation, so you're not going to have this triple lens array, but you will have a quality camera. I
thought when they said XR, that meant like augmented reality in like those different capabilities. Is that not it?
That's not what the naming convention denoted, but I believe with the maybe even the 8, the camera on the 8, through software they had some like Apple AR stuff. I can't swear by that, but you probably do have some of that capability with the XR camera, the 10R camera. Apple's naming convention got super weird when they got to the iPhone 10. They had the 10s and the 10R. You know, the 10R. If you're a car enthusiast, usually R stands for like performance, but the 10R was actually the budget model of the phone, as opposed to the 10s, which was the top of the line model. But that's besides the point.
Okay.
But the the interesting thing here though is that they've finally got outside of this storage container, or I'm not sure what to really call this, but for a long time, Apple's base storage model was 32 gigabytes. And for most normal people, 32 gigabytes isn't going to get you very far. If you take pictures even once a day, and maybe a few videos, and you download a bunch of apps, and you maybe even download some offline movies through Netflix or something, 32 gigabytes is gone like that.
Right. They've
actually stepped outside of that, and for this phone, 64 gigabytes is the base storage model. So for $400, you're getting 64 gigabytes. So all told, this is a pretty good deal. And actually, if you spend an extra $50, you end up with 156 gigabytes, which is a very reasonable amount of storage.
Dude, $400, this is a steal. It really is, man. I think this is like the type of thing that these large corporations are doing to try and get a phone in everybody's hand. At this point in, this day and age, I guess, everybody in the world should have some type of a smartphone.
Yeah, for sure.
Luna, go.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the OnePlus phones have traditionally been the budget smartphone. They're called the flagship killers or whatever when they originally came out. And I think the OnePlus One, the very first smartphone that OnePlus put out that supposedly had smart or flagship level specs, I think it came out around $300 or $400. And now here
Okay.
we are, probably 5 years later, and we've got a $400 phone, and the OnePlus 8 actually released this past week as well, and it's $900. So OnePlus has
Jeez.
slowly and gradually worked their way up to a pricing model that's very similar to some of our other manufacturers like Apple and Samsung to get you the same specs that you would get from those flagship devices, and they've kind of abandoned that budget model. So Apple's kind of sliding right back into that niche, and probably stealing a lot of market share from OnePlus with this phone.
Well, Sarah, you certainly know more than I do about cell phones. I feel like you've gone down this path quite a bit. I guess the one thing that
Yes.
I think would be interesting is to see like when do we get to a point where it's like required for you to have a you know to have a smartphone. You can't have a flip phone anymore. Like there's got to be
Yeah.
some point where like you move the social security into phone encryption. You put your physical ID card, your birth certificate, all inside of like a device, right? That's encrypted and secure
Hmm.
and whatnot. Like it's gonna get to that point, right? I feel like it's got to at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we wouldn't end up there. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do that. You can pretty much do all of that now, anyways. I mean, like, I don't
Yeah.
carry an insurance card around anymore because I've got an insurance app that has all that information in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, all my banking information's in there. I've got Apple Pay. I can pay for stuff in the store with my phone. Um, I, you know, do you know anyone that doesn't have a smartphone personally?
I do actually. My
Really?
stepdad.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
My stepdad uses an old Razor flip phone.
Good for him. Good for
Yeah,
him.
dude, he's old school. He's super old school.
Where and how does he have a Razor phone that still works?
I think they started making them again, honestly.
Yeah, well,
I'm
they
pretty
made
sure
they
like
made
he
the
had one of
Motorola
those like he had one of those little like tiny phones with like this tiny small little screen that was like a $50 Go phone kind of thing that he used
Okay,
as his
okay.
like actual phone. And then
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Motorola, I think it was Motorola, maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't. They just came out with another version of like the flip phone that
Yeah.
you could buy again.
Yeah, they have the Razor, the brand new Razor, which is a smartphone. So when you flip it open, it's a foldable smartphone.
Oh no, he
So if
doesn't
he's
use it like one.
okay, I was gonna say if he's got
guarantee
that one, he does have a smartphone. But if he's got an old school Razor, then kudos to him. I don't know
If
how
he
you
has-
get by.
If he has that new one, I guarantee he has no idea how to use it. I guarantee.
He-
I'll tell you why after the show, but yeah.
He just like he opens it up one day. He's like, "Oh my gosh, there's an entire screen inside of this thing.
Where did this come from?
Where are the buttons?" Oh,
You
man.
mean I don't have to press the number 1 button 3 times just to spell C? What?
Yeah. Oh, T9 texting. That's the
Oh, yeah.
best.
Old school. Anyway,
the
dude,
best.
I actually have one thing to share. I know
Yeah.
you got a couple other ones, but I wanted to talk about cyber shoes. Have you heard about cyber shoes yet for virtual reality?
No, what is this?
Yeah, so pretty cool. It actually hit. It's up there on Amazon right now for some reason, and the only thing I can think about is it's because everybody's stuck at home, and the Valve Index just came out with a really popular game from the Half-Life series. Half-Life Alyx just came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
everybody was just waiting to get an index and waiting to get the game. And the game's good. It's got overwhelmingly positive ratings for a VR game. It's very, very good. For a game in general, like if it came out for like a flat screen type of game, it probably wouldn't have got as good of ratings. But I think there's been a large push that for people that have VR headsets, they want to be fully immersed, right? And so what's the
Right.
next step? Instead of just having your head in there and seeing your hands moving around, well, you still have to use the analog sticks to move. But with these with this cyber shoes, good, you pulled it up, perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me enlarge your screen a little bit. Right, so you put these on the bottom of your shoes. You have like a special spin chair that you sit in, and there's carpet that goes all around the chair that you're on. And as you're spinning in the chair, you can kind of, walk your feet forward, just kind of glide them across the ground, like you can kind of see. these guys are doing. And as you glide your feet across the carpet, it makes you walk inside the game. And as you turn and go in different directions, well, the virtual reality headsets already pick up on that tracking because there's different cameras that allow it to recognize like the spatial distances and recognize you turning in a certain direction. And so all the shoes are doing is just controlling the forward and back motion. So it's actually kind of simple when you think about it. And they've just made it so that it is a bit more, realistic while you're sitting at home, right?
Dude, that's so insane.
Look at the design. Go back and look at the bottom of that shoe real quick. Look
That's
at how
insane.
simple. That's like a roll. That's just like a little rolly ball, basically.
Yeah.
Like an old school mouse. You remember the old mouse with like the mouse ball in it?
Oh yeah.
Like that's the kind of technology that we're thinking about right now. I mean, it's a bit more complex than that, but like that's the hardware. That's what the hardware is doing. It's
That's so awesome. I mean, look at the games that it said. It's the top games, explore all tested games. Look at some of these games in the background. You've got Doom Eternal up here. You've got Skyrim. I mean, some of these
No Man's Sky in the bottom left, Fallout 4 virtual reality.
There you go.
Oh, dude, I have a lot of these games too, man. It's a blast.
Okay, here's the question. How much does this cost?
The Cyber shoes, I think, are around like 400. They might be like 350 US. They're in Euro right now, but you can get them in USD. It's around $300. So those plus like an Oculus Rift, you're talking like a $600-700 investment to get off.
That's so awesome.
I mean, you could really get into depth because you need a good GPU and a processor and all that stuff. So it might be a little bit more expensive, but
so they're wireless.
If you already
right?
have a good rig, yeah, they're wireless.
That's wild.
I don't.
They look
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty sure they're wireless. They would have to be. They're just like the controllers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're basically just controllers for your feet with like a very minimal input.
Now I wonder if they are. I wonder if they're motion. I wonder if they're like motion tracked. Like if there's motion tracking on them.
I doubt it. I honestly think it's a very simple thing.
Yeah, well, it'd be cool if to see like a V2 of this where they actually were like position tracking or whatever on them. So if you could be like in a fighting game and like head kick somebody.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop sharing.
Oh, dude, I think
that's
that
a
it would
good.
be really cool.
How did you find out about this? Did you just like see this on Twitter or something?
Yeah, I follow a lot of different like virtual reality guys, like smaller virtual reality news people that, they do a great job at finding all this stuff. I'm actually, I wouldn't say like really close, but I have a constant communication with this guy called the VR Realm.
Okay.
So if you guys want some, virtual reality news, go to thevrrealm.com, and he's your guy. I'll drop a link. I'll drop a link in YouTube in the show notes down below, folks, and go check him out. He's on YouTube. His website is what really got him going, but then he started a YouTube, and now he even streams on Twitch every once in a while. So go check him out. The VR Realm.
Nice.
You won't be disappointed. So.
All right. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of input controls, we got some new controller announcements all over the place. So those shoes, definitely not as cool as those shoes. Those shoes are next level. But Xbox.
Can't wait to see what else comes from that.
Yeah. Xbox and and PlayStation have both announced new controllers. I feel like I may be a little bit behind on the new Xbox controller. This is the Xbox Elite 2. I'm not exactly sure when this came out, but I just learned about it, and I try to stay pretty keep my thumb on some of the news in this realm. So Xbox Elite Controller 2. Essentially, if you guys are familiar, actually I could pull it out now. I've got my fancy Xbox One Elite controller here. Is essentially just a souped up version of the original controller, but it came with the option to add these paddles in the back here. You can add 2 more paddles in the back. I just choose to play with just 2 of them here. You've got adjustable D-pad here, so I can actually take this D-pad off, swap it out with a different type of D-pad. It's all magnetic. Your joysticks here, you can put on longer ones. You can put longer ones on, so you have like finer control with adjusting. Like if you want to switch to a sniper or something like that, you need some real accurate stuff. You can actually do that on both sticks. And they actually, let's see, yeah, I've got them here. They've got some like instead if you don't like the concave options, you can do like a convex style. I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that, but maybe if you're playing like a racing game or something. Um, yeah, and it's just altogether just like a rubberized feel, a textured back to it. Um, and oh, the other thing is on the back here, you've got these controls where you can shorten the trigger throw. So you can see right now I've got it adjusted to the longer trigger throw, but if I push this little lever down, then it's a shorter throw to the trigger. So if you're playing a first-person shooter, you can fire a lot more rapidly without having to depress the trigger all the way. So all the way is good for like a racing game. You need a lot of throttle control, but if you're just playing a shooter and you need a rapid fire, you can adjust that there. So the Xbox Elite Controller 2 is very similar to this, except for they've made some adjustments. So number one, it's more durable. To be honest with you guys, as you can see, mine's still in basically brand new condition. And that's really because I switched to this gaming PC and I really haven't used this much since then. But apparently some people were having issues where this rubberized grip on the back here was peeling off after a while. I guess the glue or the adhesive on there wasn't strong enough to kind of keep it held. So they've increased that. It's more durable. The next change they made is there's no longer swappable batteries. So they've made it so that it's a built-in battery, and it comes with a magnetic charging dock. So essentially, you're done playing, you just plop it on that magnetic charging dock, and it starts charging, obviously, and then you take it off next time, you're ready to go. And then the last thing, which I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on how you think this could be used in gameplay, but I know you're not really a console guy, but it's got tension control for the joysticks. So nice. These joysticks right here feel, as you'd imagine. There's really no difference to how these feel compared to, the standard controller. But the Xbox Elite Controller 2 actually has tension control. So you can actually make it harder to adjust. You can make it harder to press the joysticks or easier. So again, if you're thinking first-person shooter and you need some extreme accuracy, you can actually make it harder to move this joystick so that your aim is a little bit steadier. So that's pretty much what's new and also the price is a little bit steeper. It's like $170 out the gate.
Oh wow, dude! I'm all about like controlling my inputs and all of the different like gadgets that you can have for playing video games and whatnot. I mean, I have a Naga with like all these freaking mice, all these buttons on the side of it.
Oh yeah.
I have a Tartarus gamepad with all that stuff going on. So I mean, you're speaking my language, brother. I want one. It's a bit out my price range, but I really want one of those.
It's steep,
especially with the little stand that you can just set it on. Like, I mean, the only thing that I could possibly ask for is maybe like RGB, right? That would be cool.
Yeah,
but
why do they not have that yet?
Who knows? I mean, it's a very nice, sleek, very smooth looking controller. Like, it just looks like it speaks quality, right?
Yeah.
I love the idea of the tension analog sticks. I think that's fantastic because think about like when you're using your mouse, right? You can change the DPI and you can change the intensity, accuracy and whatnot. You can lower it, right? And so it's the same thing, right? Like if you're playing, as a sniper or something where you need like really precise aim, you don't want that stick to be going all over the place. You want it to be stiff so that you can make those little micro adjustments and whatnot. So that's like professional level right there, man.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what they're gonna do with that. I could see that definitely being used in a first-person shooter, maybe even racing too. Like if you don't want to oversteer or understeer, you can really dial that in. So yeah. I'm interested in seeing. But one thing I thought about, and actually I don't think this was an original thought. If you're thinking about some game, like let's think about archery for a second. You're playing an archery game, and your drawback to draw back your bow would be maybe your right joystick. So the more you pull down on the joystick, as you pull down, what if they had the ability to like increase the tension as you pull down, just automatically through some different servos or some whatever they use to increase the tension. So
yeah.
it's easier at the beginning, and the further back you pull it, just like a bow, it gets harder and harder to pull back. And that would give you some sort of like, what's the word I'm thinking about? Dude, Sunday nights are killing me right now.
Distribution, maybe? I don't know.
Um,
Distribution of
basically like
tension?
feedback. I'm saying like feedback. You know how
Okay,
you
feedback.
get
Got it.
the rumble of the controller.
Haptics. Yeah, haptic feedback.
Thank you. Haptics. Yes,
There we
it's like
go.
an additional layer of haptic feedback to tell you like, okay, I've got my bow drawn almost fully, fully back, and then you can release it. So that'd be sweet to think about. So
Oh, dude,
um,
absolutely.
I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen really quick and just show you guys the PS5 controller, because it's very similar to the Xbox Elite 2. And to be honest, I haven't read up fully on this yet, but number one, the PlayStation 5 controller looks amazing. If you guys have seen PlayStation controllers in the past, you know they've been pretty much the exact same since the PS2 days. They haven't really changed much. But the PS5 controller's gotten basically a brand new facelift, a brand new design. No longer do you have the color-coded buttons here for square, triangle, circle, and X. Just like the Xbox Elite controller, they're all one color, this nice white color. The overall shape of it has almost been formed sort of like the Xbox controller. The main
Yeah.
difference here being that the joysticks are still on the same plane versus the Xbox has the right here and the left is a little higher up. But it's got an all new design, and the real functional change here is, again, it also has tension adjustments and tension controls on the joysticks. So I'm going to be interested to see. I might have to try to find some games that support the Xbox controller on the PC and see, what the capabilities are once more games start to support that.
Oh man. So World War Z definitely supports controller. That might
Oh
be a
yeah.
good one for you to test it out on. Yeah. I just going with the idea of controllers. I bought the Steam controller. I'm going to go back to the main lobby here. I bought the Steam controller. I don't know if you saw those. It's downstairs right now. I should have had it with me.
Oh, nice.
And so I bought it. It was on sale for like $5, right? They were just trying to like liquidate everything.
Yeah.
And I think that it wasn't doing very well, so they were just trying to get it out there to get people to start using it. And I think it's a bit different. It has a trackpad on it, right?
I've never used this or even seen this, so this is all news to me.
If I could run downstairs let me just show it. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll just show it. Steam controller. Just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about real quick. And I'm just going to show a picture of it. I don't have to really get too in depth here. Well, I don't want to go to that site. Here, it's just a Google image search, and I'm going to show this to you real quick. Main document. Nope, that's not it. Document. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Showing some of the behind the scenes content. All right, so you should see my screen now, right? So it's got the Steam icon. This is a button that you use to turn it on, right? You have your A, B, X, Y, kind of similar to Xbox, right? Very similar to what Xbox has. You have your back button, you have your start button, you have one analog stick, you have your D-pad, and then you have this right here, okay? So the first thing, the bottom half of this controller functions as you would expect it to. Analog stick, you could press the button in, all of these buttons, everything in the middle all makes sense. This actually is a touchpad as well. So you can press down on each of the directions, but you can also slide your finger, like if you were on your phone, up and down, left and right, to control, what you're looking at. And it's also, the faster you swipe, the faster it will swipe, right? So it's got that level of control. Now this over here, this is a trackpad. It's very weird. You can press in on it. You can press in all of the different directions. And you can slide, and it's also it also recognizes the acceleration of your finger as you slide, so you can whip it, or you can go very slowly in certain directions, or you could just hold down in one direction. So it takes the standard input that you would expect in an analog stick, and it's very complex. It's actually kind of difficult to get used to, but it gives you so much more control over what you're trying to do. But it increases the gap, I guess, the gap for the skill gap. It creates like a skill gap, basically.
Wow.
You know, but I've been using that, man. I gotta say, pretty cool.
What are you playing with that?
I actually just started playing Fallout 76 today. I was going to talk about that a little bit here soon, but
Yeah. What? So, how much did you pay for that?
$6.
$6.
$6.
Is it still available?
I think they liquidated them all. Honestly, I don't think it's available anymore. Yeah.
Oh man, that's like
check here. I'll check on Steam real quick and see. I don't think it is.
Steam controller on Steam.
Steam.
This looks like this game came out like 2015, so this is definitely like old news. But I don't know how I never even like have seen one of these.
Oh yeah, it's definitely old news. It bombed, right? Nobody could get used to that that analog thing. I don't think it's for sale anymore. Honestly, I think they liquidated. It failed, and it was kind of whoever got one got one. I'm surprised that it.
I'm looking at their website right now.
I forgot to mention it has the right bumper, the left bumper, the right trigger, the left trigger, but then it has these two triggers on the back, just like that Xbox controller does. It has triggers on the back, it has extra little supplementary triggers. So
strange, man. It was ahead of its time, I guess. Ahead of its time.
What a shame. Yeah, probably. But
that's very interesting.
Oh well. I like it. I'm a part of the problem because I didn't buy it when it first came out. It was a lot of money, I think, and then they were like $6. Dude, you tell me anything $6?
Yeah,
it's $6. Oh, okay, I'll buy it. Sure.
Yeah,
$6,
sure. Why not?
Fine.
$6.
Sure.
That's awesome, man.
You got some Girl Scout cookies? $6? Sign me up. Let's go.
My connection has Girl Scout cookies for $4 a box. Just saying.
Whoa! Get me in touch with Karen, okay? Let me talk to Karen and figure this out.
Oh man. Well, that's really cool, man. Yeah, I needed to try this. I had this Elite controller, which I love. I love it. It's so good. And when I played Overwatch, it was my primary like first person shooter on Xbox. I loved that thing because the back paddles, I could do different like reload, jump, and all that stuff without taking my fingers off the triggers. Oh yeah. And so now, like playing Overwatch on the PC, I haven't quite gotten to that skill level yet with my finger dexterity, but I want to try switching over and hooking it up to computer and testing that out.
You should. I definitely think you should try it with World War Z. I'd like to see it. Although I might not have it here, but if you don't have one of these, here, give me 1 second.
Yeah, while he's doing that, if you guys don't know, we didn't really mention at the top of the show, if you had not heard of World War Z and you have not gathered from the name of the episode, or maybe you have never even seen the movie, World War Z is a zombie horde slaying game, which you're definitely going to get familiar with here in a little bit. So I'm excited to play that.
Yes.
So looks like you got like an old 360 controller?
Oh yeah, dude. This is the old school joint. Same little battery pack on the back with actual batteries in it, AA batteries in it. But you need one of these it's a connection.
Dongle?
It's like a little dock connection thing. Plugs into your USB. Do you have one?
I don't have the wireless thing, but this controller does have a USB cord with it. So I'm assuming that I could just plug it in and it's got a USB. It wouldn't be wireless, which, who needs wires these days? But
right, no, you should be good then.
This actually might even be lower latency. I would think.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it.
I've never used this cord for anything, so I guess it does something.
As long as it's not like just for charging, you would assume that it connects, and allows you to use it. So
yeah, I could try it out. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's
Hey.
just plug and play. Maybe you just plug it in and it'll work. But I think for
Plug
tonight
it
we'll stick to
in.
the
Plug it in.
Yeah, we'll stick to the keyboard and mouse tonight when we start killing some zombies.
Let's do it.
All right, man. I think we are
So-
ready for a transition. What do you think?
I'm just getting there, buddy. I'm going to
Yes.
transition right now. Let's do it. Transition time. And we're back. Welcome back. Welcome back for some UFC shenanigans.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow,
My
wow, wow.
Favorite part of every week.
Yes, sir. I'm so sad, dude. Yesterday was supposed to be like amazing. We were gonna have so much to talk about.
Yeah,
I mean, we were gonna. Oh gosh, what a bummer, dude. What a bummer.
yeah. Did
But-
you see that Tony Ferguson made weight?
I did see that. I see that. For some reason, he dropped like 20 pounds or something just to make weight.
Yeah,
Like,
like
just in
yesterday, or no, sorry, Friday, he was like 163. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
he's been cutting weight for a while, probably since he's been in camp, but Friday he was 163. Saturday he made 155 to the T, 155.0.
The guy's dedicated, man. Who cares?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
he called
I don't-
he called Justin Gaethje out on Twitter and basically said like, "Hey man, I'm making weight on April 18th. Are you?" And Justin Gaethje was like, you know, I've known about this fight for 12 days. No, I'm not making weight."
Yeah.
So-
I mean, props to Justin Gaethje. I wouldn't have made weight anyway. I wouldn't have done it either. I mean, what's
Actually,
the point?
do you know what the rules are on that? Like, if you get called into a fight last minute, or do you get some sort of like leeway on the weight?
No, I don't think so.
'Cause that's
No, I
some-
think you still have to make weight. Yeah. But
If
they
you-
have people on call. Like, that's a thing, right? Like, they wouldn't have just called him. Like, he probably knew that he was, like, in the hole. You know,
Okay,
just in
okay.
case.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
They won't-
how's that a thing?
No, like, Dana will call around and be like, hey, can you make weight? Can you make weight in a week? Can you make weight in 2 days? And if they
Oof.
can't, then he'll be like, okay, well, let me call the next person, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I
Yeah.
mean, some of these guys, like Tony, probably walks around. I mean, he fights at 155, or he makes weight at 155. He probably walks around close to 200. Maybe not that much. That's probably an exaggeration, but maybe like close to 180. I would guess. Like these guys drop
would
like
say,
20
yeah.
pounds.
180 probably. You know, you got to think, like, a lot of that is just water weight. Because
Yeah.
that's what they do when they cut. Like, they just expel all of the water from their bodies.
Dehydrate
Main-
themselves.
Keep all of the muscle. Try and keep as much fat as they can because that's their energy source, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
scary stuff.
but yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of these
so-
guys don't have any fat, so it is what it is.
So really, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely bummed about that. But we got some exciting news to talk about. They did actually announce it's not official yet. They announced that their next target date for the big UFC event is May 9th. So that's only a couple weeks away.
I'm skeptical, but, you know, let's do it. Let's see if it
My f-
happens, right?
My favorite term here is cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously. There we go. That's a good
That's
one.
such,
Cautiously.
such a corporate
optimistic.
term.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey. It's
I'm
true, though.
I'm cautiously optimistic that we can get you a raise next year. Great. Thank you.
We'll see how that goes.
I
Thanks.
feel so good.
Thanks a lot. Yep. Right.
Yeah, but so May 9th, that's what they're targeting the fight. We don't know an event. We don't know a location yet, but we know this is, at first I was skeptical of this. I was like, this can't be real. This cannot be real. But it was reported by Brett Okamoto, I think is how you pronounce his last name, who works for ESPN. He's an MMA reporter for ESPN. We have the craziest card proposed for this event. I wish I could pull out. Let's see. Can I pull out this image? Let's see here. UFC
Image
May 9th
options.
event card proposed. I'm sure I can find it on the Googles.
Oh yeah. We'll get this lined up. I mean, I
On the
kind of want
Googles.
to just go through this card anyway.
Here it is.
And just like talk about it, right? Cuz
Oh,
it's got
yes.
this is the undercard is insane. Dude, the prelims. Are you kidding me? Some of these
Let's see if I
prelims
can,
fights? How can this even be possible? You have a former UFC like poster boy and title holder. You have two former. Wait, I think you have three former UFC title holders on the prelims. Three former UFC title holders. Can you believe
Really?
that? Here,
On the
Yeah, I'm
prelims?
showing it. Yeah, look at it. Pettis, Verdum, and I think Watterson. I think Watterson used to have a belt a long time ago.
I think you're right about that.
I could be wrong. I'm not 100% on the Watterson one, but Pettis was a lightweight champion of the world, and Verdum was the heavyweight. Verdum, the previous, like 3 years ago, the heavyweight champion of the world on the undercard. Can you believe that?
Wow. Yeah, that's a crazy fight. So let's break this thing down. You want to start should we start at the prelims or should we start at the main event?
Now let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Mitchell versus Rosa. I don't really know too much about these guys, honestly.
I don't know anything about those guys. I've heard of Luque and Price, but I again don't know a ton about them.
I would take Price, dude. Price did this up kick on I can't remember the other guy's name. He did this up kick in his last fight. Price has been steamrolling kids, man. He's a beast. I don't know much about Luque, but just from Price's performance lately, I got to go with Price, man.
Wasn't Jacare also a title holder?
Nah, Jacare was never a title holder. Crazy as that is.
Surprising. Yeah, that guy's a monster. And the Uriah Hall, of course. I watched Uriah Hall. I think I talked about this on last episode, The Ultimate Fighter. I think it was 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
And this dude was just like viciously destroying. He ran through the entire season. Everyone he faced, he like knocked some guys out. I thought for sure they were dead. And then he lost I guess you call it the championship belt or whatever for the Ultimate Fighter. The season he was on, he actually lost it to Kelvin Gastelum. They were on the same season.
Gastelum's a monster, man.
Which was insane. Like on that season, Gastelum, like he had a rough go. Like not really a rough go, but he definitely wasn't as standout as Uriah Hall. Like you from the beginning thought Uriah Hall was going to take the whole thing for sure, and then he lost it on decision to Kelvin Gastelum. But Uriah Hall is a scary guy, man. He's a monster.
Oh yeah, he's fought some of the best, dude. He fought and beat Gegard Mousasi, who's like that was a long time ago. That was like 5 years ago, but Gegard Mousasi is an absolute beast. He's fought some serious people recently. Paulo Costa, he lost to Paulo Costa, but that guy's a beast. I'm excited to see this. I really am. I want to see what happens. He's been doing really well lately. I think he's on a 2-fight win streak right now. So let's see. Souza's no joke, but Souza's been kind of doing. I think Souza's lost his last 2 fights. Very surprising. I don't know, man. He might be slowing down. We'll see. I think I might take Hall on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that fight. And then Michelle Watterson versus Esparza. I don't really know Esparza, but Michelle Watterson's obviously insane.
I think this one could go either way.
Who did she fight last? I'm trying to look this up. Michelle Watterson.
It was wasn't it that one like poster girl? What's her name? I gotta look it up. We should know this.
I know.
Paige
Carolina.
Van Zant. Oh, she
that was
fought
a while
Carolina?
ago. Yeah, Carolina. I don't know when this was.
Oh, she did? Kowalskiewicz, the champion?
Yes.
She fought the champion.
She won, yeah.
Right. Not Carolina won, not Michelle. That was a good fight though. Oh no, she fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And lost. She beat Carolina, which I remember that. She knocked Carolina out. Oh man. Or never mind, that was a decision. I'm thinking about a different fight. She fought Joanna last and Joanna beat her. And that's why Joanna went on to fight for the belt recently.
Gotcha.
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, Paige Van Zant. That was a long time ago. You're right.
Yeah, her last. No. Michelle beat Carolina. I can't pronounce that last name. Kowalskiewicz.
Kowalskiewicz.
She beat
yeah,
her.
she beat her. Right.
Decision round 3. Michelle won.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, yeah, yep,
Yeah, but she lost to Ioana. But
yep, yep. You're
all
right.
right. So, I mean, I gotta say, I don't really know too much about Esparza. She's a contender, right? She's good, but I like Michelle Watterson more. I got to go with her.
Yeah, she actually was on like an MTV reality show that I watched, but Shane and I watched. It was like one of the Real
What?
Worlds. Yeah, you remember that show, the Real World Challenge, Road World Challenge or whatever? You
Yeah,
remember
she
that
was on
show?
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she was on like on a season where they had like these like really like C/B list celebrities on there, like competing against some of these other people. They're not really celebrities; they're like all athletes. So I guess the whole idea
Okay.
was like, can these real life athletes beat these like challenge people? Um, so it was
Wow,
interesting. It was definitely interesting. But yeah,
it's funny.
it
All
was
right.
it was funny to see her on there. So then moving on, Alexei Olenek versus Verdum. I don't really know a lot about Verdum, to be honest with you guys.
Dude,
Um,
he was the he beat uh um he beat Cain Velasquez at one point, I believe, for the belt. Cain, let me look it up. Verdum. Um he was the champion. He was the heavyweight champion. He lost to Stipe Miocic. Got knocked out, but prior to that, he was doing great. He was doing great. Yeah, he beat Cain Velasquez to take the heavyweight belt, which is unheard of. He was on a freaking tear, man. He won 6 fights in a row. Then he lost to Stipe, and then it's kind of been back and forth since that. His last fight was against Alexander Volkov, and he got knocked out by Volkov. So I mean, um, he's nothing. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian guy, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, absolute monster. But we're talking about Olenek, right? So I'm pretty sure Olenek's Russian,
oh
and
my gosh, dude, Olenek's one of my favorite people to watch because he's like this unassuming guy who looks pretty kind of old, but this guy's
yeah,
record is 58-13.
right.
58. He's got 58 wins under his belt professionally. That's just ridiculous to think about. Um,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and they call him the boa constrictor, I believe is what they call him, but
Yep.
because he's a submission artist, and he's like, if you get within his range and get in his grasp, you're in trouble, man. And I
Dude,
think
this is a really good matchup here because you got two submission masters
yeah,
that are going to be going at it. This is going to be a tactical. If they go to the ground, it's going to be a very tactical ground battle.
yeah, yeah. For people who don't really understand the sport a lot, they're gonna be bored watching this fight most likely because it's gonna be on the ground.
Absolutely, absolutely.
His last win was by submission, round 2 against Maurice Green. Which poor guy, he's only got eight. He's only got 12 total fights in his professional career. But I think he was before that. Maurice was. I think he's a knockout kind of guy, if I'm remembering correctly. Um,
Yeah, I watched that
but
last fight. A lot of people thought it was going to be a knockout, but
hmm but
Olenek,
Alexei, he's a monster.
it
But he
is what it
has lost
is.
a couple. He has lost a couple leading up to that. He lost to Alistair Overeem, was a KO in round 1. He lost to Walt Harris, also a KO in round 1, 12 seconds in.
Mm.
Obviously, those guys are nothing to scoff at. Those are some monsters. But yeah, that should definitely be an interesting fight. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, me too.
And
So let's
then,
go De Castro versus Hardy, right? So Greg Hardy's a infamous NFL football player that got kicked out of the NFL for well, he was found not guilty, but it was around domestic violence,
hmm
and so he's had some infamy within the UFC as well, some controversy, right? Lost his
oh yeah,
last fight, and he's kind of been on and off. He got disqualified in one of his fights. He's won a couple fights. Lost his most recent one just like straight up in a decision against a very tall, beast of a man. And for some reason I can't remember his name right now, but he's like 6'11".
who?
Huge.
Who are you talking about?
I can't remember his name, honestly. I got to look it up.
The guy he lost to?
Yeah. The
Oh,
guy he lost to.
it was Alexander Volkov.
Volkov, that's who it was. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And
Volkov.
it was a decision round 3. That was the first time Greg Hardy ever made it out of the first round.
Yep. He did good though.
Or
I gotta
actually,
say.
maybe that was the first time he ever made it to round 3. I'm not really sure, but I'm looking at his record right now, and it says that the fight before that, he fought Ben Sassoli, which
Yes,
is that the Combat
that's the
Wombat?
one. No, no, no. That's the one where he did a he used an inhaler.
Yeah, that was overturned.
Yeah,
According,
he won that fight, but then it's a no contest because
yeah,
he used an inhaler.
yeah, you
Like
can't
they
use an
raised
inhaler.
his hand at the end of it, but
Yeah.
then they disqualified him like half an hour later.
Oh wow, I didn't remember even that happening.
Yep.
And then he beat
He got he Yep, exactly. Go ahead, say it.
he beat Juan Adams before
Right.
that. So yeah,
Yep.
this is a
But
guy
he
that
also he got disqualified for an illegal knee against Alan Crowder. So I mean,
that's not
he
even
kneed
on.
somebody in the head that was on the ground, and then he
Yeah,
used a inhaler. I mean,
he's a controversial guy for sure.
yeah, I guess so. Getting kicked out of the NFL. I mean, what's next, right? We'll see. But right now he's 5-2 with one no contest. I don't really know a whole lot about this other guy. It's fun to talk about Hardy. At least we could say that.
Exactly.
DeCastro looks like a monster.
And he's Greg Hardy's just one of those guys where like you just can't help but to want him to lose, just
Right.
because of his history and his attitude. Like he literally, I don't remember which fight it was, but he had blood all over his hands from a fight that he was in, and he literally like licked the blood off of his hand. I'm just like, what is wrong with you, dude? It's just
Yep.
it's just one of those guys where it's just like I would love to see him just get dropped in round one. Just
Oh
to
yeah.
give him a little bit of humility. He got a little bit of humility in that last fight against Volkov just because he had to go the full 3 rounds, and it didn't go in his favor. So I think he got and I did notice in that last fight like he was a little bit more technical in his striking. He wasn't pushing forward as much as he had historically, and he
Yeah.
was kind of taking his time. So he was getting smarter as more of an intelligent fighter now than just kind of go out there and swing for the fences. But still don't like him.
Yeah, I don't either. DeCastro's undefeated right now. He's 6-0. So
Oh wow, okay.
we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does against Hardy. I mean, both of these guys are still kind of trying to. They're trying to prove themselves. I don't think Hardy's really, beaten anyone yet that is significant, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
neither has DeCastro. So they're just kind of working their way up. But the reason why it's it's kind of weird because they're up farther on the card than Olenek, Verdum, and all these other people. It's because Hardy's so, people want to talk about him because he's so controversial. So
Exactly.
there you go.
Exactly. That's kind of what the UFC is becoming in some ways. It's becoming a pissing contest, really.
Yeah, WWE, man, here we come.
Exactly. And we'll talk about that a little bit in a minute, too. Let's fly through these next couple. I hate to kind of fly through some of these bigger fights, but I know we want to definitely get to our World War Z.
Yeah.
So Pettis versus Cerrone. I mean, good gosh, man. Cerrone is a freaking champion. This dude fights like 26 times a year somehow.
Crazy.
Obviously, his last fight versus McGregor didn't go his way. And Pettis also had lost. His last fight was against Ferguson, right? Knockout.
Pettis lost against Ferguson. That is correct. I don't know if it was a knockout, but I think it was a stoppage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
so,
say I don't think he got knocked out, but it was definitely a stoppage.
Maybe. I'll have to look it up. But
I'm going
Yeah.
to take Cerrone, dude. Cerrone's a beast. I'm
I
taking
hope
the
so.
Cowboy all day.
I really hope so. I want this guy to have a win. Like he's had a rough go his last few fights, and it's definitely probably coming near the end of his career. I feel like, but
Yeah. I believe he's going to take it, dude. We'll see.
and Pettis has had a rough go as well. So I'm definitely wrong. Pettis's last fight was not against Ferguson, but he did lose against Ferguson. His last fight was against Carlos Ferreira, which I don't even remember that fight.
You're right.
But
You're
he lost by submission, and then in
Yep.
2019 he got beat by Nate Diaz, round
Yes.
3 decision, but he did beat Wonder Boy. I think that was a knockout.
Oh yeah,
I remember that
the
knockout.
Superman punch. The
Right.
Superman punch. Yep.
So they both got something to prove.
Cerrone, but you know what? I feel like Pettis gives up at the if he's not winning, he gives up.
Yeah,
Even if he is winning, if he starts to lose, he just like completely gives up. So just
Donald
for like
never
the
gives
fact
up.
that Donald has a heart, I'm gonna go with Donald.
yeah. Cerrone never gives up, dude. So actually,
Yeah.
both of these guys have lost to Tony Ferguson by knockout.
Not surprised.
Donald lost to Justin Gaethje as well. So he beat Ally Quinta, but they both have something to prove on this card, you know? So
Oh
that's
yeah.
going to be an awesome one. So Jeremy Stevens versus Calvin Kattar. I know you're a big Calvin Kattar fan. He's a wrestler, right?
I think so. I think Qatar is going to take this one. Honestly, I think he lost his most recent fight, but it was controversial. Let me look this up again.
Yeah, he lost to Zabit in November.
It was
Decision
Zabit.
round 3. I remember that being like
Right.
a that was a tight fight. That was a close call for sure. And then he
I think
beat
they.
Ricardo Lamas.
Yeah, I think they could have gave it to Qatar though. Honestly, here's another fight where, I mean, it could go to either guy. Stevens is a monster, not a monster, but like he's a contender for sure. But I think Qatar's hungry. Seeing how he did against Zabit, like dude, he's skillful. He's got heart. He's got endurance for sure. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Qatar again.
Jeremy Stevens he's up there with like Robbie Lawler, man. Like he's looking for a brawl when he comes into that octagon.
Oh
And
yeah.
his last fight was against Yair Rodriguez, which sucked
Mhm.
so much. That was such a good
I know.
fight. That was going to be an amazing fight. And he went out on an eye poke. He got poked
I
in
want
the
to see
eye.
Yair fight again.
What's up?
I want to see Yair fight again, dude.
I
He's
know.
a monster.
That guy is
That guy's so
crazy,
good.
dude. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I wonder when his next fight is. But Jeremy Stevens, like, he got poked in the eye. I think it was the first round, too. And he physically could not open his eye. Like, his eye would not, like, the muscles in his eye would not release. And he couldn't open his eye. The doctor came in there, and eventually, after 5 minutes, they had to call the fight. And people
Yep.
were booing him, and people were so
Oh, yeah.
mad. But, like, dude, if you guys know Jeremy Stevens, that guy did not. He was not looking for he was not looking for a DQ, you know what I mean? He came, I think
Right.
that fight was I think it was in Mexico actually. He had to uproot his entire life to go do that fight, and for some people to claim that he did that on purpose or whatever, like he took the easy way out of the fight. It's just ridiculous. So I'm excited to see him back in the ring, back in the octagon.
Same here. Yeah. All right, so Ngannou versus Rosenstruck. I went ahead and said it because I know. Anyway.
Yes, I can't ever say it.
I'm gonna just speed right through this, man. I'm taking Ngannou. Knockout, first round. Let's go.
For sure. Done. Move on.
All right,
Nunez versus Spencer. Dude.
Nunez, dude, all day long. She's unstoppable. I don't think anyone's gonna beat her. Definitely not this girl.
I agree, but I think Felicia's going to give her a run for her money. She's
You think so?
also, yeah, in the women's division, man, she's also a bulldog. Like I think she's one of probably the stronger women out there. So like her strength versus Nunez is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And she's still really pretty young too, Felicia is. I'm
Okay.
trying to see, who does she beat most recently? She beat Zara, I can't even pronounce his name, Dos Santos. Oh yeah, Dos Santos. KO in round 1.
So you think?
She went
Go ahead.
the distance with Chris Cyborg. Round 3, she lost it, but went the distance with Cyborg. This is going to be a good fight.
All right, I'm gonna call knockout round 1. You say it's gonna be 3 rounds, or it'd be 5 rounds technically. All right, let's go.
We're in belt territory here. There are 3 belts on the line in this fight, in this card. So moving on, Henry Cejudo calls Dominic Cruz away from the table and into the octagon. Can you believe this?
I can't believe it. I honestly can't. Like, come on now.
I thought
This
for
guy's
sure
such a
this was-
character.
I thought this was fake news. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Henry Cejudo is hands down my favorite fighter in the sport, just because like his
Aw.
personality and his like, I don't know. His number
He's
one,
fun.
he can fight like crazy. He's
Oh,
so
yeah.
much fun to watch.
He's like a little
and-
rabbit.
Yeah, he's so small and so fast, and he's just a monster, man. And he's ruthless, and he doesn't care who he fights. He doesn't care who he offends. He literally called out. Who did he call? Amanda Nunez.
Yeah, he did. He was gonna be he's triple C. He wanted to take the woman's belt too. Come on now.
Yeah, that was so funny. He's just a really fun person to like follow. And for Dominic Cruz to come, I mean, was he officially retired? Do you know? I can't recall. I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I know that he's
Um,
he's on the back end of his career because
I
for
mean,
him to have a comeback at this point, come on.
he's commentating,
he's
obviously.
really- He's so smart though. Like his ring intelligence is amazing, but I just don't think his body can. I don't think his body can handle what Sahito is
Gonna throw
bringing
at
to
him.
the table. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to see
I
the
don't think he can.
age gap. I don't know how old. I know Cejudo's pretty young still. I'm not sure how old Dominic is at this point, but Dominic hasn't fought since 2016.
And he lost. He
He
lost
lost
that fight.
against Cody Garbrandt
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
decision. But before
yep.
that, he
And then
beat Uriah Faber and he beat TJ Dillashaw. So he's definitely nothing, and he's still active. If you follow him on Instagram, that dude still trains all the time. Um, and
right.
yeah, that'll be interesting. He's definitely talking a lot of smack and talking about how he's gonna smack Cejudo around. So that's gonna be a good one.
Mm, we'll see.
And then,
And
who you going for in this one? Do you think Cejudo's gonna take it?
yeah, I mean, I'd put $100 on it. I really would. I don't think Cruz has a chance.
I think Cejudo's gonna come out guns blazing.
All right.
And I think he's probably got the stamina to keep it up. So yeah, that'll be fun. And then obviously Ferguson versus Gaethje. We've talked about this one at length already. You're taking Ferguson, I know, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not like I'm not like diehard either way on this one. Honestly, I'm a big Gaethje fan as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I love
so
watching Justin Gaethje.
I'm actually a little bit torn on this one. The only reason I'm going to lean towards Ferguson is because like everything that he's done so far, and how far he's come. Like he deserves a title shot. So I want him to get his interim title back.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see. I think that Gaethje would have a good chance at beating. I think both of these guys have a great chance at beating Khabib. I just think that Ferguson is a little bit more well-rounded than Gaethje, because Gaethje doesn't use his wrestling. He just stands there and brawls, and Ferguson is very creative. Yeah. So, and I mean, Ferguson's beat some of the guys that Gaethje's lost to already. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Actually, let me check myself on that.
Yeah, I'm looking up here. Was it so? Obviously, we know Justin Gaethje was an All-American wrestler. Is Ferguson? I'm trying to remember. Does he have much of a wrestling background?
Oh yeah, yeah, he is. He is a wrestler, All-American, professional. Or actually, hold on. I'm pretty sure he was an All-American as well. But let me just check. Yeah, National Collegiate Wrestling Champion. Wrestling Championship. He won the 2006 National Collegiate Wrestling Association Championship at 165 pounds. So that's not like top tier or anything like that, but he was a champion in college, which is
Yeah.
that's college level wrestling's no joke. So
I would be interested to see if they take this to the ground at all.
I don't think they will, because what's his face? Gaethje doesn't like to go on. He doesn't like to go to the ground.
Yeah.
That's like his thing, is like he's got such good wrestling that it's like hard to get him to the ground. And you know what? I take that earlier statement back. I thought Tony beat what's the previous belt holder's name that lost to wow, Conor McGregor. It's Sunday. Sorry, folks. I'll find it.
I'm not
He
sure
lost to Eddie Alvarez. I thought that Tony Ferguson beat Eddie Alvarez at one point, but I was wrong. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would just like to see Tony win this, but I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna pass over. I think that this is gonna be the best fight of the night, and it's gonna be the last fight of the night, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna make up for anything else. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, needless to say, this is definitely one of the biggest cards we've seen in a while. 3 title fights on the line, like these other fights that were definitely main events. Pettis versus Cerrone, that's 100% a main event fight. Ngannou versus Rosenstruck, 100%. That was gonna be a main event. Anything with Hardy on it, he's definitely could be a main event. So this is just like this most stacked card I've ever seen. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I want it to happen.
So I think we should transition. I think we should go ahead and get through our last segment, which is video games, and get on to some real video games. What do you think?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and hit that transition right now. And we're back. And so, sir, I saw you were playing a little bit of Overwatch the other night. So tell me,
Man.
what did you learn?
Yes, so I'm going to fly through this news just because I'm excited to actually kill some zombies. But Overwatch has a new hero. Hello. So I think this is the last hero they're going to release before Overwatch 2 comes out. And her name is Echo. So Echo is essentially this flying hero. A very similar mechanic to Sigma, who they just released not too long ago. Like, she just kind of floats around. But she actually can, if you hit shift on your keyboard, she actually can fly for a short duration.
Nice.
Similar mechanic to like Mercy or something like that. And so her primary fire is like she shoots these little orbs out of her 3 fingers. It's like a little burst of 3 orbs. It's like 15 rounds, I guess, 15 shots before she has to like reload. But her secondary is basically, if you right click, she shoots out like this burst of plasma grenades. That's what it reminds me of. Like if you've ever played Halo before, it sticks to enemies, and it's got explosive radius damage, but they're not super powerful. If you hit an enemy with all 3 or 4 of the maybe like 5 different plasmas, it does some pretty significant damage. And then lastly, like her third, I guess, tertiary fire is if you hit the E key, she has like a little beam that shoots out for 3 or 4 seconds, similar to what you'd get from I can't think of her name right now, but it's a beam thing. It does a pretty heavy damage.
Moira? Like Moira's ultimate?
Not Moira, the one that throws Symmetra. There we go. The one that throws the little turrets out. She's got like the primary fire, like this little beam action. And then her ultimate is super interesting, and this is why I enjoy playing her a lot. Number one, you can stay back with her and she's a damage hero, but you can kind of stay back. She's pretty effective at a medium to long range. And once you get her ultimate, essentially what it does is she can take on the form of another hero. So if you're but it has to be on the enemy team. It can't be your team. So if you're in the heat of the battle and they have a couple of tanks and you have her ultimate, you can take on the form of, like, let's say a diva, and immediately get back into the action and start lighting them up as diva. And then the cool thing about it is when you are taking on the form of that other hero, your ultimate ability charges like 95% faster than it would if you were. Nice. It's insane. Like if you play diva and you land a few shots, you throw some of your little missiles out there, you'll get your ultimate in like 5 to 10 seconds. It's insane. Wow. And you have a very limited time that you actually get to play as that the enemy's hero. But so if you can imagine diva, you get her self-destruct super fast. You can throw that in there, self-destruct, and then before you know it, you've switched back to being Echo again. But it's extremely effective in a situation like that.
Ah, dude, I can't wait to check her out. She sounds like a lot of fun.
So
you would say that she's like a damage dealer then?
Yeah, she's definitely a DPS hero. Like she's not support or tank. So, but
got it. Okay,
lots of fun.
All right. So I'm going to just talk about Epic Game Store real quick. This segment every week, talking about the free games that they have. So this week is Just Cause 4. It's a $30 price for free 55, free 50 discount. Guys, you got to get Epic Game Store. It's free games. Come on. So Just Cause 4, you're playing as rogue agent Rico Rodriguez lands in Solus to hunt down the truth about his past at any cost. Jump into an action-packed open-world sandbox experience and cause chaos with the wide selection of weaponry, vehicles, and gear. Sounds great. Sounds like a fun little adventure.
Chaos. As in everything is destructible in these games. Buildings, nice. All kinds of stuff.
So for $30, free game. I got it already. I think Ginger, you got it too, right?
Oh yeah.
Nice. The next one is Winds of Aurelia. So this one's a bit different. It's a $10 price for free. I went ahead and checked it out. Embark on immersive adventure road trip through the gritty western coast of Italy during the roaring 1970s. Playing as Lela, a bold, spunky woman, experienced the sights and sounds of a tumultuous time in Italy's history while uncovering events from Leila's past. So basically, it's a top-down perspective, and you're just following her in her car as she drives all around Italy, and like different conversation pieces happen, and you pick kind of how the conversation goes. So it's a bit different, a bit
Yeah.
different kind of gameplay. If it's an indie title, so if you're looking to try something new, it looks like a cute little game. It looks like a very short kind of playthrough. Kind of just experience something new. It looks fun. I might try it myself.
Let me know.
And so the
Let me know what
last
you think.
thing, I'll let you know. Last thing is Fallout 76. Guys, finally we got the update we've been waiting for. They put NPCs back in the game. The Wastelanders have come. Now you can go into the game and play a completely new main story campaign with full voiced over actors, NPCs, different story. Dude, it feels like the original Fallout's actually, because you have the different quest lines and options to pick from when you're talking to people. Way better than Fallout 4 and Fallout 3. Really cool different options. I gotta say, I'm gonna be playing it for a while. Me and my wife, we've been playing it all day today before the podcast, and really
Nice.
excited. So if you're into Fallout, Fallout 76 was a bust when it released. It's been a year since it was released. Everybody hated it, but it's go back to it now. All right, all the bugs have been fixed out. There's so much extra content, and there's NPCs. You can't go wrong. Go try it out.
I've never actually played
All right,
any
bud.
Fallout games. I know that's gonna probably get the internet yelling at me, but
I will let you log into my Steam just to play all of the Fallout games because I own them all. So
sounds like a plan.
yeah.
All right.
And I can do Steam Share actually with Fallout 76. I can do Steam Share where like I play the game and you can log in as you can log in with me. I can bring one person into my game and we can play
What?
together. Yeah, look it up.
Wow.
There's a new thing. There's a new thing out there. It came out I think earlier this year, or late last year, where you can do this like Steam Share program where
pretty awesome.
as I'm playing the game, you can like click it and join in with me. You don't have to own it. You don't have to pay any money.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. We should check that
Yeah.
out. We should try that out for sure.
I think so. So, sir, I'm gonna go ahead and launch the game.
Yeah, so while you're doing that, I just want to say we're probably going to end it here for the audio listeners because you guys aren't going to get a lot out of, except for hearing a lot of gory sounds and zombie screeches and guns firing. You're not going to get a ton out of this. So I think we're going to end it here for the audio listeners. We're going to keep it going for the video, and obviously we're
Yeah.
keeping it going for the stream here. So for our audio listeners and for anybody who decides they don't want to watch us kill some zombies, thank you guys again for tuning in for episode 9 of the Ginger and the Beard podcast. As we mentioned at the top of the show, we'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments below down here what you thought about the show. Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Leave us reviews. And most importantly, just engage with us. Reach out. Hit us up on Instagram, on Twitter. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what you think about us doing some video game playthroughs. Maybe next week we'll put the video game playthrough at the beginning of the show and try that out. So just reach out to us. Say what's up.
Thank you, guys. We'll talk to y'all soon. Okay, guys. So, just go through this real quick. We got co-op campaign. There's multiplayer PvP. We haven't tried that out. There's collections, different characters. There's all kinds of different characters that you can select, right?
Yes.
There's a bunch of different weapons and equipment. All kinds of different guns with different modifications that you can give to them. Different tiers of guns. There's heavy weapons, huge machine guns that you can use, right? So your standard zombie destroying things, right? Okay, there's 4 episodes in the main campaign: New York, Jerusalem, Moscow, and Tokyo. They each have 3 or 4 different submissions in between them, just little mini kind of quests basically to get you to the greater overall quest. Each one of these episodes allows you to select from 4 different characters, so this character screen kind of matches up. This is the first, actually it doesn't go in order. This is the first group that you can choose from. This is the second group while you're in Jerusalem. This is the third group while you're in Moscow. And this is the fourth group while you're in Tokyo. Just different groups. It's just really just cosmetics. Like, not each of the different people doesn't really give you anything additional. But there are multiple different classes. So I'm going to go ahead
Yep.
and go online on a private server so that it's just us. We don't pick up any randoms.
No randos allowed.
Right. So you have quick play, which I think just throws you in randomly. You have your different episodes. Like I said, these are your campaigns. You have a challenge mode, which I believe is endless and is just a bit more difficult. And then a horde mode, which I believe is also very difficult, but it's just like constant waves of like huge hordes coming at you. So
Sounds
this is
fun.
the horde mode, I believe, is the most difficult. And the payouts, as you can see, the payout for completing horde mode is like 10,000 points. Like that's
Jeez.
insane. Yeah. So up top here you have different difficulty levels. We completed the game on normal. But I think for this one we can go ahead and start on hard just to see how it goes, right? And then you have
Oh
insane
man.
and extreme. I gotta say, extreme, you better be like a pro, dude. We couldn't
You
even
have
get
to
like
be.
past the first 30 seconds. It's insane. Um, and so that brings me to my last little bit here about the different classes that you can choose from: Gunslinger, Hellraiser, Medic, Fixer, Slasher, Exterminator. So just going through these, Gunslingers like your DPS kind of class. Um,
Yep.
a little bit good at they're kind of like the balanced, like well-rounded class, I guess you could say. Hellraiser is I think more focused on um, demolitions type things, more crowd control as well. Medic, of course, this is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You can
Yep.
heal other characters while you're healing yourself. Fixer is good for more difficult, like higher difficulty modes where you run low on ammo. They're the
Yep.
kind of guys that'll keep you replenished. Slasher is a melee class. They specialize in slashing, killing multiple enemies with one swing versus one swing per enemy. And then your exterminator, who is more or less like a tank in the fact that they do a lot of like crowd control support type of stuff, and can also withstand a little bit more damage. So I play an exterminator. I believe Reds, do you play a gunslinger?
I think yeah, I'm gunslinger. That's what I've usually been playing.
Nice. All right, so
And I've
that's kind of
leveled
the
it up pretty good.
nice. So that's the general rundown. We're gonna go ahead and go to the very first mission in New York. It's called the Descent. So Reds, you want to go ahead and read this off for him? Give him the
Oh yeah.
summary.
Let me give him a dramatic reading here. Left to die by the army helicopters buzzing overhead, 4 New Yorkers have no choice but to fight their way to freedom. Rumor tells of a shady character who will get them out of the city on a subway train for a price. How's that?
Oh my god, dude, I'm so excited.
Did that give you the chills?
I'm there. So here
Gave
we
myself
are.
the chills.
Love it, dude. I love it. I'm so ready. So first episode, you can see we've completed it on the two skulls. That's normal. We're gonna try it on hard. You can
That
pick
has
your
not brought me into the thing yet. Okay, now here we go. All right, sweet.
okay. So you can
Preferred
pick your different
character.
right. Angel Flores, Tashawn Burnell, Bunko Tatsumi, and Arnetta Larkin.
It's not letting me
Um,
change my. It's not letting me change my dude.
no,
No, just making me be this chica.
you can you click preferred character?
Oh,
It's
there
let
it
me
goes.
do
Yeah,
everything.
that's what I was doing. Now let me do it. It was like not. It was like spazzing out.
Sounds like it
Let
might be
me.
lagging a little bit.
I'm gonna do Angel.
All right. So I'm
And maybe
Bunko.
Gunslinger.
I got my class Exterminator.
Oh,
Customize. Everything is as how I need it. My different weapons,
I'm
appearance.
just gonna go ahead and ready up.
Cool. So fill the empty slots with bots. Yes, we're gonna do that. You can also add different mutators, right? Which just adds another level of difficulty, but you get more of a reward. Those reward points are used to increase the amount of perks that you get with your class and the amount of damage, accuracy, and modifications that you have on your weapons. So
Yes.
that is like a very quick 5-minute run through of how everything kind of works. Now you're gonna see it in action after they start the game and give us some bots.
Oh yeah, I can't wait yet, but I can't tell how many people are in the stream.
Oh, that's
I,
weird.
I see no number here that represents how many people are in the stream.
Huh.
Cody, you're a mod on like 100 channels, right? So how do you see how many people are in the stream?
Yeah, Cody should know. I've only used it once during one of like Wolfro streams. I haven't used it since.
Left hand side, he says. I don't see anything, man.
No? Maybe it just hasn't loaded in yet.
God damn it, Bunko.
It should be at the top, I thought, actually.
This is where the name is. All I see is live. That's all I see.
This is our only chance to get out.
Okay.
You will see watching now.
We will starve here. The subway is our only
I see
chance.
time.
We
I
take
see
the
session
game,
time. I
get to
see
the
active
evac center, and get the
mods,
fuck out of
activity
New York,
feed.
or we die here.
I don't like him, but he's right.
I don't know,
I
man.
don't know. Whatever. Not important.
No.
All right, so we are in the game. We're in New York, the first chapter of the game.
Find a way through the building. I'm pulling some wood off of this thing. We're gonna kick the door in. You can see there's already a bunch of carnage. Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
What's the melee button? I forgot what the melee button is.
Mine's gonna be different. Mine's the number 1.
We're going for it. Trying the subway to
So.
Inwood. Over.
Yeah, really? I don't. Maybe the run so wipe him out on the front.
Oh yeah. Shotgunning him down, dude. Shotgunning him down. Did you get it figured out?
No, I don't know what the. I can't figure out what the.
X? Maybe try X or try tab? It's usually like one of those two, I think.
The F. It's F for me. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some. No. I was gonna throw a Molotov, but I think we got this.
They're all over me.
This is
Yeah, I
hard
bet-
mode.
Oh yeah, forget this is hard mode. I'm like, why are they? Oh, I got a creeper on me. Yeah, so we got. Oh, thank you for killing that. So I was telling you guys a second ago before we ran into some technical difficulties that they have these special zombies. One of them's a screamer, or is it a howler? I think it's a howler.
I love this game.
That basically alerts other zombies to your location.
Hey, by the way,
many.
I didn't say hi. Hi, PJ. Hi, Cody. Hi, Geo. I never said hi to you guys. I'm sorry, AJ. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So one of them's a howler. It basically alerts more zombies to your location. The creepers are these fast little guys that jump on top of you and pin you down until somebody comes and kills them. Which I've got one near me right now. And there's also bulls, which are these giant guys.
I'm disinfecting.
I'm down. Dude, hard mode's already like way harder than normal.
I'm gonna get you
I
up.
had to have a med kit. And the bulls will essentially charge you and also get on top of you.
Show's over. Screamer
All right,
down.
are you back up?
Oh, I'm infected.
Phew, this is fucking. Oh, you died?
I
Oh.
died.
All right, my bad. I was trying to kill the screamer. You'll get back up in about what? 30 seconds?
32 seconds.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to get back up.
How's the stream look for you guys? It looks like it's dropping some frames to me.
It is dropping frames. Which the only
Just
thing
too
I
much
can.
going on.
Well, no, it's probably because I got the Discord video coming in right now, and it's downscaling my resolution. And I think the downscaling is what's causing the choppiness. Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
Come on, creep.
This should fix it.
All right, I'm back in. Oh, dude, I got a creeper on me.
Already?
Dude just popped out of the hallway and got on top of me.
All right, I'm coming
Yeah,
for you.
I'm down already. Yeah, hard mode sucks.
Creeper down.
Got him. All right, we got you back up.
Loading ammo.
Up and at him, kid.
All right, let's go. Let's get through
I
this,
don't like hard mode.
dude. But it's so much. It makes it so much more interesting.
I need to actually play smarter.
Yeah, the game looks a little bit better. A little bit better.
We gotta get in the elevator now.
All right, there's a bunch of equipment. So throughout each chapter, you find these little supply. So you can pick up med kits, ammo, more weapons if you want to switch out weapons. Refill your
I'll take what I can
equipment.
get.
I still need to put a med kit on. Gonna go ahead and do that. Oh no, that's you, not me.
Yep. It's also because I'm recording, so like I'm doing Discord and I'm recording and I'm streaming.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is. Be better if I had the dual PC streams, but I'm not going to be able to do until I get
Maybe next week we won't record the actual game streaming if we do this again. And that would be a come check us out live feature.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let me get this guy up.
And I hope our bots don't suck the whole time.
Oh, they're gonna suck the whole time. They're basically
Get in this
just
elevator.
Yeah, everybody needs to get in.
The bots just spawned into the elevator.
They're basically just cannon
We're headed
fodder,
down. Had a food. Gotta go now. You coming? Over.
just to stand in our way.
Goes for a month. Your heads will be here by then. Wait
Alrighty,
it out. But I'll keep an eye
So-
out for you.
let's go ahead and grab all of this
part's-
gear.
This part's intense.
Yeah, this is the fun part.
This is where you really start to get the feel for the hordes.
Yeah,
The
and you
horde
can
action's
see.
definitely the best part.
There you guys go. There it is. Go ahead and look at all that. All those zombies. Oh yeah.
Run out of bullets.
Oh yeah.
And there's a bunch right down there too.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That just looks like so much fun.
Should we get down in there?
Yeah, let's go mosh. Let's go mosh right down there.
So when you get to these certain points of each chapter, you get the opportunity to pick up defenses. Oh, you want that assault shotgun?
No, you can have it. I think the flamethrower is like so much better for some of these things.
Oh, that's true. I don't think I've ever even used the flamethrower. There's an RP,
Aw,
has a
dude.
sniper rifle. This is
All the fire just has to tap them basically, and,
Get this med
and it
kit.
kills them, which is awesome. Alrighty. So I didn't see any.
I don't see any defenses.
I don't either. I know that we have to actually start killing these guys. Clear all zombies in the atrium, right? So as soon as we shoot, they're gonna start climbing that wall. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Which wall? The one I'm standing at?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over here then. Oh, it's coming out to the sides too.
I'm throwing Molotovs.
Grenade.
Yeah, as long as you kill the bottom.
I wish the bots would just like man the top and let us lay out the guys on the bottom.
I know.
Okay?
That'd be more fun.
A lot of action from your way.
Anybody else?
Bull behind us.
Loading ammo.
I'm moving so that he doesn't get me.
Spotted a
He's chasing
hazmat.
him.
Gas bag gone.
Good job.
Watch for the cloud. Who wants more?
Got a
Screamer or Infector, he's down.
yeah.
Good job. Alright, I gotta get these Molotovs going. So as you guys can see, this game's like really, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty intense. Just
this-
tons of zombies.
You just need to de-stress at the end of the week, end of the day. You just need to work through some aggression. It's a good choice.
Oh, absolutely. You haven't seen the end of it yet either.
Oh no.
Alright, that was all the zombies in the atrium. Now we just gotta go
Alright.
downstairs.
Gonna refill some ammo.
Oh yeah, good point. Gonna do the same. It's really intense. Oh, it's so intense. I love it. Wait till
get
you do the
down?
hardest mode. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Imagine being in a. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, but imagine being these people. Oh my gosh, that'd suck. Yeah.
So we're on our way. We're on our way to that right now. This is what's gonna happen.
COVID-19, man.
Do you think they'll make a video game out of COVID-19?
What if it was Zovid-19?
Zovid.
Subway's across and left.
Get it?
Oh,
Zombie.
more ammo. I did
Picked
get
up a
it.
defense
Barbed
kit.
wire.
Yeah, so I was saying earlier, you guys, we can pick up these defense kits. So I just picked up a sentry gun. Beard got a barbed wire. So when you have these giant hordes, you have to set up your defenses before this horde starts.
Oh yeah. Put some barbed wire down on each side to
Barbed wire for a Zeke
help
friends.
get rid of some of the Zeeks. They call them Zeeks for some reason.
Come on, creep.
see what else we can find.
Oh, I got another barbed wire right here.
Laser wires ready.
Alright, so laid out
Copy.
some razor wire. Automatic turret.
Nothing downstairs.
I'm gonna go ahead
Oh,
and
wait.
put this...
Oh, I got the sample. Sweet, the
I got
virus
an
sample.
auto turret.
Oh, good, good. That's an extra 50 points for us, I think, at the end of it all. Did we get everything? We got 40 seconds left.
I only found
Creeper
one sentry
neutralized.
turret. You look like somebody else found one.
I found an auto turret and a couple other things.
Here's a crate. What's this crate?
So...
It's a med kit down here if you want to pick that up.
I have one already. Yeah, I
Alright,
think
sweet.
we're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and man this middle turret here, the machine gun.
I'm gonna pull out my med kit.
Okay.
Pick up this other one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get a nice little look at this like center alleyway, which you'll see in about 5 seconds. They're gonna start coming in. Here we
Actually, gonna
go.
hang out by this auto sentry in case we need to reload it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Here we go. Ready? ZZ-19. There it
Corn
is.
ready.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at them.
Here they come.
Here they come.
This is gonna be bad.
Anybody else?
Just gonna
This
start
is hard
unloading
mode
some
too,
of the
dude.
ammo
This is
crate.
gonna be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Aim for their heads if you can.
Grenade. Coming down behind us too. I'll defend you.
Okay.
Or I'll try to at least.
Anybody else?
Oh,
I hear him.
gas. That was a bull behind us. He's gonna get me. He got me. Oh dang, dude, he slammed me once and I was dead. Our bots are just so bad. He got me
All
up.
right, the other bot's down. I'm gonna get the other bot up.
Alright, I'm healing right now.
Throwing more Molotovs.
Oh my gosh, I'm down again. What the hell? I didn't get to put my kit on.
All right, go ahead and get safe and put your kit on real quick.
Who wants more?
I'm gonna start flamethrowing.
Get some.
Yeah, good point. Got my heavy.
All right, I'm gonna hit the other side, and I'm gonna heal myself real quick. Looks like we got some good defenses.
I'm okay.
All right, yeah, we're almost at the end of this. The flamethrower is in my opinion the best for crowd control.
Now's our time. Dan, can we get to the
Oh
subway?
yeah, for sure.
That was it.
If you're gonna do this, go now.
Thanks.
All right,
Can't be
let's go.
subject. It's better times. Over.
Better times. Over and out.
Reload.
Raise it up.
I'm going.
No turning back now.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that was what got me hooked on this game. That right there.
That
I
one
was-
scene.
That one scene was like,
Keep moving.
yes, I gotta do this. Got some Molotovs coming. We're not at the end of it yet either. Still got
Oh,
some
you
more.
found equipment? Oh, there's a crate
Um,
back here.
Oh, there is.
Oh, why
sh-
can't you
yeah.
jump in this game? That's the one thing about this game. Why can't you jump?
Yeah,
There's a med kit.
you can just
You can pick up
climb.
some
That's
med
it. Oh, I'm good.
Nothing.
All right. Keep moving. Subway station time. This one I think is going to be more difficult than that last one because we have to find like a bunch of different crates and a lot
Alright.
of opportunities for us to be alone and
I
get
remember
caught
this
up.
one. You're still rocking shotguns primarily?
Somebody's down
Oh
here.
yeah, dude. I'm shotguns all day. The standard
I like the
zombie
assault
killing
rifles.
weapon. Standard
Creepier
for zombie
than that.
slaying.
We need that train.
Got a bull coming up.
Reloading.
Alright. Throwing some fire down just to help get these guys off us for a second.
I'm gonna
Alright.
heal this bot.
Who the hell just shot at my train?
Oh, dude, stay still, you bastard.
It's him.
Him? Oh, my reputation precedes me.
More Molotovs, that's good. Oh, here's some ammo down here.
Can you
Nice.
drive this thing?
The ride
Good,
ain't
good.
free, dear. This rabbit hole is chock-a-block
Med pack,
with
I'm gonna
goodies.
take the med pack.
Bring 'em to me.
Alright.
Find supply crates.
Grenades. Alright, you want us to stick together?
Yeah, I'm going right here.
I got you.
There should be 2 in here. Watch out for crawlers.
Get ready!
I'm gonna grab one. There's one right behind me.
Found a box.
Good stuff.
Bring it back.
Assault shotgun.
Ooh, I'm taking that.
Go for it. Oh, and one thing to note about this game too is that friendly fire does actually matter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who threw
Getting
that?
back.
That was me.
I was trying to get through that, but didn't work so well.
Oh yeah, this is good stuff right here. Just hallways of zombies.
And we have to get up there to kill that screamer.
Where is he? Oh. Jeez, man.
Screamer calling in more.
Oh, I'm taking some damage.
Yeah, me too. I might go down.
Hazmat down. Anybody else?
Ah, disinfecting.
Spotted that screamer. Bull's gonna charge.
Oh, I need some backup. Need some backup. Oh,
I got
there's
a
a bull.
Alright, good
Run
shit.
away, run away. The bull's still around the corner.
Yep.
Bull's gone.
Oh shoot, the Arnetta died. Alright, this is intense. I gotta go turn this thing in.
That
We still have to turn in more.
When the armored grunts turn armored.
Wow, that was one of 5. Oh
was
my
intense.
gosh. Alright, I'm getting more ammo. And there should be one more down here, so I'm gonna wait for you guys to come down with me.
Come on.
And Arnetta is gonna be back up in 30 seconds, so I'm gonna get this out of the way. I would die first. Need to find a breach? Yeah. There might be one down here. Let's go get this other box though.
Need to get some ammo real quick.
Alright.
Where'd the ammo go? Did I miss it?
Yeah, it's in this box right here.
Oh, I just filled it up. What am I talking about?
Come on, creep.
Oh, dang. Gotta disinfect again. Oh, I'm taking heat.
Oh, I'm down. Creeper's on me. Oh, I'm gonna die. I need healing. I need healing actually. Shoot.
You're down?
Look out for the spitball.
I can guard you if you want to heal.
Dog.
No, I don't have any healing.
Oh, I thought you had some.
No, I'm gonna see if I can find some. For now, I'm gonna just pick up these Molotovs. What's her face is back now.
Somebody else is down.
Yep. All right, I'm coming that way.
So everybody's
looking
going north. for the
Oh,
big
gosh.
freeze, huh?
We're all
Alright, I'm
really
going-
low on health.
Until the big
Yeah, I'm
thaw.
super low on health. I'm gonna go in
Alright.
this room.
Yeah, let's go do this. Finally. I'm just hoping there's some health packs down here. There's not. Oh,
Alright, let's
man.
just charge back.
Reloading.
Gosh, my dude can't sprint very long.
Mine can't either. That health box is gone.
Alright,
Yeah.
delivered.
Get some more ammo. Let's get these other 3 and get the heck out of here. This is gonna be a true test right here. You got this. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Thanks for your everlasting support. I'm gonna grab a box. You
I'm
grab
picking
a
up one
box.
too.
Grabbed another box.
I'm charging back.
All right, I'm coming with you.
Oh, here they come.
Gotta shut him up.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh, bomber. Run away. Oh boy, they're all over the train. Oh, I'm down, I'm down.
Over here. I'm down.
Hang on.
So what do you
I
guys
got you.
think so far? Anybody in the stream? Obviously, Coda Cal. I know you played this game.
Here.
What do you guys think?
There's a bull. There's a bull.
Loading ammo.
I'm infected. I'm down.
Those giants in the Bronx must be
Pick up a supply crate. You're down?
Yeah, I'm dead. I have 40 seconds.
Oh shoot. Okay, well then I'm just gonna try and delay a little bit. Did you
go
had a
hide.
supply crate on you?
Yeah, I didn't make it back.
I thought I got you up.
Gracias.
Nope.
What? I held it down all the way, didn't I?
I don't know.
Oh. Alright, well,
25 seconds.
I'm just gonna wait because if I die then that's it.
Creeper.
Yeah, just wait it out.
They might send some more for me while we're waiting. Whew. Yeah, they're sending some more. Or at least, I think these guys can kind of handle this part.
3 seconds. Back.
Oh my god, I'm so low. So low, so low.
Where are we going? You ready to go to the next one?
Let's go get it.
Who on board?
I'm going to this one way down here that's downstairs.
Behind
Oh
you.
shit, did you just shoot me?
Yeah, that was the guy chasing you, sorry.
I have no health left.
Alright, ready?
Americans, man, lost everything. What now?
Oh gosh, okay.
Oh, here's a med kit in here.
Oh thank gosh.
Picking up a crate.
Alright, that's the last crate. Let's go deliver it.
Better be enough.
Let's get the heck out of here. Alright, let's go. We got this.
Wish we could send our little minions in front of us.
I know, right? Here it is.
That was an easy return.
Let's
I
go.
think we did it, dude.
All
I think we
aboard,
might have done
coming
it.
aboard.
Ah, dude, we did it. Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Together we made it.
It got a little scary there, gotta say.
I only died like 4 times.
Ride the
It-
train.
Oh shoot, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Okay.
Don't tell me to stop shooting, lady.
Oh,
All
we
right,
are
there
done.
we go.
Okay. Man. All right, that was fun. What'd you guys think? Everybody gonna buy this now?
He just is impressive.
Crazy son of a bitch.
This was a free game on Epic Game Store, so just another reason why you guys got to get Epic Game Store. It's all worth it, all right? Definitely worth it. I don't think I'm gonna have time to do another one though.
Samesies.
Yeah, it's pretty late here, and I got to start winding down, keep it quiet a little bit.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
you
gotta
know,
work tomorrow, people. Mr.
Freaking
Fix
work.
It at the top of the leaderboard, 662 kills.
doing
I
my
got
best.
45 explodey kills.
Nice, nice.
Tashaman and Arnett, I got 0 headshots. Come on.
Freaking bots.
Bots.
Shouldn't they know better? Work. Nobody likes work. Anyway, yeah, I gotta get work done tomorrow. Guys, come catch me on my stream tomorrow. Fix it. PHXXIT. If you haven't, come drop me a follow. Come check me out tomorrow. We'll be having another podcast on Friday. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing just yet. Maybe something similar to this.
Yeah,
maybe a
we'll-
different
maybe
game.
we'll
Maybe we'll do
do it up
Overwatch.
front.
Or
We'll do
or
it up-
maybe
oh.
maybe we'll do Overwatch, right? I don't know.
I'm down for Overwatch, man. Yeah, but maybe we'll do it at the top of the show so people can tune in. Maybe it could be a good way to draw in some people and
Yeah.
do the podcast from there. Cody, I definitely did not get 0 headshots. You should rewind the stream and check that out. I definitely got like at least 30 some.
At least 30. Yeah. Better chickadee check yourself, fool.
Chickadee check it.
But we've also been considering doing the Epic Game Store testers of all the free games. So, I mean, it might be something else that we do. Who knows, right? We'll find out.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
guys,
Do you wanna put us back to our main viewpoint
yeah.
so we can close out the show?
Yeah, let's close it out. All right. Can you still
Yeah, I think we got it. All right, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. I think you guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the new format where we play some real video games at the end, or maybe the beginning of the show. I had a lot of fun. I know the Beard had a lot of fun, and let us know again. leave us a comment down here in the comments section on YouTube, or if you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. We love having you guys here, and we hope you guys will just reach out, engage with us, tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what we can do better. We're just looking to grow this show, and we want to make sure we're entertaining you guys. So
yeah, drop a subscription, follow us on Twitch. Feel free to reach out to either of us on Twitter, Instagram. We're very active on both of those platforms. So guys, we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, so until next week, until episode 10 of the Ginger and the Beer podcast, we'll see you guys later.
Have a good one, guys. We'll talk to you soon.